Splinterlands is a collectible and trading crypto-based card game similar to Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or Hearthstone. What makes it stand out, however, is its self-driven battle system, card ownership using the blockchain, and its economy management ideas. Today, we're just going to get into the basics of getting started in Splinterlands. This guide assumes that you've already made a Splinterlands account and purchased a spellbook, and are eager to get started in battling your way up into the higher ranks. You may have tried a few battles, won some, lost some, and might be overwhelmed about how everything works. In this video, we'll go through the basic fundamentals of the game that any new players in Splinterlands should be familiar with. With this guide, hopefully you'll quickly be able to put together decks and start winning more consistently. With that in mind, let's dive in. Let's get started by looking at the cards. In Splinterlands, all cards are divided into two groups, summoner cards and monster cards. Different elements, referred to as splinters, such as fire, water, earth, life, death, and dragon, and neutral are represented by the summoner cards. Each summoner either provides a buff to your monster, such as increased damage, magic, armor, or a similar debuff to enemy monsters, such as decreased speed, armor, health, etc. Choosing a summoner and their unique buffs also limits your monster selection to neutral monsters and monsters of that splinter. Each splinter also has a preferred playstyle that is represented by the type of cards that you can pick in that splinter. For example, fire is very melee focused, water is very magic focused, holy is all about buffs and debuffing one or two super strong monsters, usually your tank. Earth is about healing and regeneration focused, and Death is all about those sneak attacks after the back line. There are also dragon cards which allow you to mix and match from other splinters. Next, let's take a look at monster cards. Monster cards come in three varieties: Ranger, Melee, and Magic. As a standard rule, monsters will usually try to attack the first one in line if they're able to. In most cases, these will be your tanks. However, monsters can have abilities that allow them to go after other monsters in the lineup. These monsters not in the first position are often referred to as the backline. Melee cards can only attack if they're in the front row, unless they have an ability that allows them to do otherwise, such as reach, sneak, and opportunity. Magic and range cards can attack from any position except the first position, and will usually target only the tank unless they have an ability that allows them to do otherwise, such as opportunity or snipe. Some range cards do have the ability to attack from the front line, so keep an eye out for that. Magic also ignores armor, directly attacking health, making it very powerful against opponents who use monsters with a lot of shield. Magic cards, unlike range cards, can also attack from the first position. As you progress through the ranks, the game will eventually apply rule sets that limit or change what cards can and cannot do or how they can be used. So it's important to build a varied deck and have a strong understanding of how different abilities work with each other. Each monster card has different numbers on them representing different things. On the top left, we have mana. Underneath that, we have damage, speed, and on the right, you have HP and armor. Mana. At the beginning of each match, you will be given a mana budget with which to build your team. Each card you pick will deduct its mana from your budget. Damage, attack power. This is very straightforward. However much damage this card will do, the icon underneath determines whether it's magic, ranged, or melee. Speed. Speed determines which cards can attack first. However, there's a lot more importance to speed than you might realize. In addition to deciding the order of attack, monsters with a very big difference in speed can dodge when attacked. So if I have a monster with a higher speed than the one that's attacking me, that monster may have a chance to dodge the attack. And finally, HP. This is very straightforward. When the health of your card goes down to 0, it is removed from the board. Some cards may have armor as well. Typically, ranged and melee cards will destroy armor before attacking health, whereas range ignores armor and goes straight for health. Now that you have a basic understanding of the cards, you might be wondering, how do I get more cards to build my collection? Well, there's a few ways that you can get cards. First and foremost is buying them through the store. However, at the time of this video, there are currently no packs available for sale. They're all sold out. However, there's a new expansion pack around the corner, so be on standby. Next, you can buy them on the secondary market. This is pretty straightforward. These are cards that other players have picked up and that have made them available for sale. You can see that many of them are very affordable, most of them for under $1. 3. You can complete daily or season quests. As you play the game, you'll be given a daily quest which awards you 1 chest when completed. Splinterlands has a separate reward pool of cards where these rewards are drawn from. However, at this time, they're almost run out, so you'll probably be getting a lot of DEC or potions. However, they have mentioned that they are releasing a new rewards pool soon, and hopefully we'll get to see more cards in our rewards. You also get rewards at the end of every season, and depending on how high you rank, you can get anywhere from 3 to tens of chests, increasing your chances of getting rare cards. Finally, the last way to increase your collection size is through rentals. These are very cheap, and you can build up a very strong team just by using rentals under $10. Typically, you can get all the way to silver with less than $10, and higher than that if you're willing to spend more. Finally, the last thing to look at is your power level. As you start playing the game and ranking up, you'll find that you might reach a point where you've hit a certain rank level, but you can't get into that rank because of something called collection power. Collection power is the burn rate value of your cards. So if you were to burn those cards, how much DEC would you get back for them? As you progress through the ranks, you need to build up your collection to be able to play in those ranks and receive those rewards. The best way to do that for many new players is through rentals. My suggestion is to go ahead and rent either gold foil or epic cards, as they provide the best bang for buck when it comes to collection power. And again, it can get relatively inexpensive. In fact, I've been able to get all the way up to silver without spending extra beyond the initial $10, simply using the DEC from rewards to continuously rent cards. It might take you a few more matches where you don't rank up to grind out that DEC, but as you rank up, you'll be able to make that back very quickly. I very recently got up to silver, and that cost me about 100 DEC in rentals to get that, and I was able to make that back within a couple of hours. So a very quick ROI on those rentals. Finally, if you may have watched the battles or played a few battles yourself, you'll see that the cards fight automatically. The way the game is set up is you pick your team before the battle, and depending on the order of speed and their abilities, the cards will attack each other accordingly. So the point of the game is, unlike Magic or Hearthstone where you're picking the cards and actions on a live basis, here you try and figure out what your opponent is going to do ahead of time, pick out the cards, and let the cards play themselves out. That's a really unique feature of this game, and I think it's something that makes it really interesting. I hope this guide was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave any comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.